welcome to the MTR Network. We are back with Supergirl for Super Tuesday. I am Shanna, and I have the doctor here with me.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about Season 2, Episode 9, Supergirl Lives. One thing that has really been, I don't want to say frustrating, but it's just so weird to me. The show comes back in October, right? We're
Hmm.
only at episode 9.
I know.
Like, I just can't believe we're only at episode 9. I'm like, doesn't this show have like nearly 20 episodes? Like, we got a ton of stuff to get through before the end
Well,
of the
keep
season.
keep in mind though that it started in October last year and it only had 20 episodes and they were done by April
Yeah, but
because they
that's.
just ran right through.
Mm-hmm. And I think also I just feel like the fall has so many like weird hiatuses and breaks and all that kind of stuff. So it's just crazy to me that, we're almost in February and we're only at episode 9. It just feels like, how are we gonna just like, we really are just gonna have like an episode every week. Like, there really can't be any breaks.
I'm looking
Um,
at the schedule now. There isn't.
yeah.
We go straight through to April 24th, and April 24th is episode 22.
Okay. So get ready, y'all. Every week, Supergirl, nonstop. It's happening. So this episode was called Supergirl Lives. It was the Kevin Smith directed episode. So for all of you Kevin Smith fans, of which I am one, you should be excited. And it is also the return of a villain that we've had before, Roulette. And this is definitely one of our she's like one of our Captain Colds. She's gonna be clearly around for a lot. Like I feel like every time she gets caught, it's like foiled again by Supergirl.
I would have gotten away for it with
Yeah,
it if it weren't for the melon kid.
yeah. So, the basic idea of this episode is that Roulette has moved on from Alien Fight Club to alien trafficking. And she's trafficking humans to a alien slave planet for money.
Well, keep in mind too, she was always about slaves. It was just about what those slaves were doing.
Yeah,
And now she's, instead
leveled
of
up.
being a user, yeah, she's leveled up. She got a promotion. She's a distributor instead of a collector.
Exactly. I like how like Supergirl was like, "Really? Like this is what we're doing?" And she's like, "You messed up my other business. I had to find a new business. What else
I
do
know
you think?"
she was totally like, this is all your fault.
Yeah. And she's just like casually traveling between worlds. Like casually like in the same ass dress. I was like, "Ma'am, do you not have a change of clothes in the same dress as before? I'm just gonna saunter my way to another planet." Oh, it's so comic book. I love it. And also the return of Roulette means the return of Dichen Lachman, who is just one of my favorites. So I'm
Mine
glad
too.
she
I
has
like her
something
a lot.
regular. And she, like, we talked about her before when she guest starred the first time. She's like an amazing actress. For some reason, some ungodly reason, these shows that she has been on have not lasted very long. They've lasted maybe one season. So I'm glad that she has found like these guest starring roles where she really gets to like show herself and like be featured. Because I guess the whole like having her own show has not worked out for her. I don't know why.
Well, she's never really had her. She's always been a guest on stuff. I've never seen her have
No,
her own show.
she was on. I mean, she was on Dollhouse initially.
Right, but
Um,
that was Eliza's show.
yeah, but she was. Like she was a series regular on that, and then she was also on this other show. That was only on for a season on ABC. It was the one with Andre Brower, where he played a Navy captain and their
She
ship
was on
went
that?
rogue. Yeah, she was one of the island folks on that.
Wow.
She was one of the people that lived on the island that they ended up like commandeering basically.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I clearly follow the careers of like people that I just really like from one thing. Like I will remember all the shows you've ever been on.
Oh, I do that too. I do that too.
And then the B plot was, well, the two B plots were Winn is out with the Guardian and he ends up stopping a criminal, and then that criminal pulls a gun on him and shit gets real. He's like,
Okay, let's be honest about what happened. Guardian is doing his thing. One of the criminals gets away, and instead of just letting that person get away, Guardian puts an untrained Winn in the line of fire.
yes.
And I'm pissed. We'll get to that later.
Uh,
That pissed me off.
I mean, I have notes on it.
I
Yeah,
got a lot of, I'm just going to be
yeah.
upfront. I did not like this episode.
Oh,
I did
okay.
not
I'm
like this
sorry. We
episode.
went out of order. How did you feel about the episode?
I was pissed. And I'm at the point now where, Kevin, I know you love to direct and you're good, but you're not a bad writer either. Honey, I need you to now start advocating for the ability to write these episodes, because they had two novice writers who have no real credits and clearly don't know these characters. They had James, because the reason it pissed me off is because that's not who James is. James wants to do well, but he would never put someone in the line of fire like that. And the fact that they had him do so casually, and then later, instead of following up and checking on his friend, just like, oh yeah, let's do it again, is bullshit. It pissed me off. It pissed me off.
So here's
And then, wait. And then to make Alex do what she did, that's bullshit. I'm like, that's season 1, episode 4 Alex. That's not who Alex is now.
so I so my issue with it was that I thought they were gonna go in a different direction with it. Um, when that whole thing with Jimmy and Winn went down, to me, they are definitely setting up that Jimmy has this kind of like, he is getting this rush and this like, from being a superhero, and it's making him like careless. They have definitely, I think, set that up. So when he told Winn, like, grab him, da 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 da, I was not surprised by that. But what I thought the rest of the episode was going to be about was not about Winn being scared. Literally, I have in my notes in all caps, Winn could have died, Jimmy. So I thought the rest of the episode was going to be about Jimmy realizing that he has been too careless and too reckless with his life and with Wynn's life. That's what I thought the episode or the B plot was going to be, not Winn learns how to be brave. So I was really kind of disappointed with that because I thought what we saw in the beginning was actually going to be like the impetus for some character development from James instead of when finds his courage. Um, and I just thought it was like, it would have been a plot that would have deepened that character more. And it's at this point, it's ridiculous because Alex knows that James is guardian. Like, it's just weird to me. It's like you should just at this point you should just be telling Kara and trying to figure out how to work together. Cause this whole like, Supergirl and Guardian swoop in and they don't like each other, but they're working together thing is just it's played. It's just
Yeah.
played. Yeah, and it's just if you're not using it to develop James's character in some way or have him learn some lesson, like you could have cut out at least two of Supergirl's "everyone should be a hero" speeches.
The
and
the
develops.
the Angel Ross speech that led to a rousing chorus of "Do you hear the people sing from Les Miserables?" That one, girl, I
But
started singing that song as soon as she started talking, and sure enough, I'm like, I caught it. Oh my god, I caught it.
it's just my thing is I would actually like those speeches more if like Supergirl was like fighting or something and those speeches were being said about her versus her saying them constantly.
Yeah.
Like it's just at this point I'm like, okay, we get it. Everyone should stand up for what's right. Like that's how I feel every time Supergirl starts giving a speech. Like we get it. Um
Sing the song. I agree with that. I actually put the link to that song in my write up. Like, here's a better version of that whole speech.
And the other thing that frustrated me about the Jimmy thing is to me it's also similar to what they're doing with I can never remember his character's name. I just call him Ian Gomez.
Oh,
Um,
snap.
Thank you, Snapper. I probably can't remember his character name because it is ridiculously comic booky. Um,
And ridiculously on the nose, given what he does.
exactly. Um, I feel like it's the same thing with Ian Gomez's character, like with Snapper. They hint at him. I want to see him be a real mentor to Kara. I don't want her walking in and being like, here's my 80,000 words on this thing and da 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 da. And, you know, and I'm always going to do what's right, no matter what you say. Like, instead of that, like when he said, his response to that was something about like, you're going to need a lot of therapy or something like that. Like, it's your
Mm.
therapy that like that's what I want to hear. I want to hear the story of the story that broke him and hardened him and made him like the
The
guy who
asshole that
has
he
to,
is.
yeah, well, not the asshole, but the guy that has to separate
The guy's an
himself from the
asshole.
story. But you know what I'm saying? I don't mind him being an asshole. I just want some development. I want to know why. I want him to be a mentor, like in the same way that Kat was an asshole last
Mhm.
season to Kara. But it's okay because we found out about what made her tick.
Oh, that was the other thing. Now that you bring up Snapper, if Jimmy is editor in chief, why is he pitching the story to Snapper?
Yeah. I mean, well, because I think if you're the editor in chief, I mean, you're really there to edit and put the thing together. So he's the like you would still go to the head of like whatever department. Like Jimmy also, mind you, by the way, is a photographer. Like I think he would still have to like go to his like art thing and be like, oh, I was at the whatever, like I snapped some shots, like, see if these can fit the story. I think he would still have to do that. Like, or you would still do that because even though you're the boss, that person is in charge of a specific thing. Like that's technically not your job.
Hmm. Yeah, I did not like this episode. I watched it the first time. I was like, "What's happening?" And it felt like season one, the bad parts of season one. And then I watched it again from my write-up. I was like, I thought it was just me. Maybe I was tired.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I was overloaded from the news, political news of the day. I was like, no, this just was. It was not good.
I like the episode overall because again, I think Supergirl has gotten way better at like having a lot of storylines going at the same time and
Mhm.
moving the plot forward and like all of them being like dynamic. My issues were just like I was like, "Oh, from what you guys set up in the first 15 minutes, I thought the focus would be a little bit different in different areas. Like I thought we were going to get some development of some different characters than we got." And I was
Now, mind
surprised.
you, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No.
Now, mind you, I loved what we learned about Monel, and I'm
Mhm.
calling it. I was thinking about it during episode 8, and now after this, I'm like, he's the Daxamite prince that he's
Oh
been talking
yeah.
about. He
Oh yeah.
absolutely is.
I was gonna say, I did we not discuss this as a possible theory before?
No, we didn't.
Oh my God, because I definitely
We
thought that
thought
before.
we knew that his story didn't line up, but we didn't
Yeah.
go as far as to say he was the actual prince. I don't think.
Okay. I
And
definitely
the more
thought
he
this at one
talked,
point.
yeah, the more he talked, the way he's like, there was, oh yeah, Daxamites got their slaves, and she's like, oh yeah, I forgot the royal family had slaves. And he's like, I didn't agree with everything they did, and I was like, but if you're a common servant, who gives a shit if you agreed or not? Hit
Well,
one.
that
But
line
then
was more like Kara's continued racism towards Daxamites. Like, I felt like he was just defending his people. Like, that one I didn't take as a clue because I was just like, he's constantly having to defend Daxam to her, even though her freaking planet didn't. I literally was like, they didn't try to blow up planets or target alien life forms either, though, on Daxam. Like, Kara stay acting like Kryptonians were all that. Ugh, so
But you know
frustrating.
what it was though? It wasn't so much that he said it. It would be like me saying I'm an American, but I don't agree with everything America does.
Mm.
It was the way he said it.
Ah.
It was the delivery of it. I'm like, oh, he's important. The way he delivered that line is I am important,
Mm.
not I am the manservant of the prince, and the prince spared me.
Oh yeah, no, I've been thinking this. I thought I had said it aloud. Um, but
Maybe you did. I don't
I
remember
I
though.
think I was thinking it since the Dominators, since the crossover episode.
Hmm.
And then actually I think I thought it when he first told the story. Like when
Well,
he
you said he
first
lied. I know we
yeah,
talked about the fact that he lied. Oh,
yeah,
he lying.
yeah. No, but I definitely thought like I definitely thought that he was the prince and that he I thought that he reversed himself and the servant in the story. Like because he didn't because Kara is so judgy and she already thinks he's like too whatever like I was gonna say free willing like that he's too selfish or whatever. And so I definitely had this like in the back of my mind. Sorry I didn't say it earlier. But yeah, he's totally the prince. I mean, the dude bowed, the Dominator guy bowed. I was like,
It wasn't even that. He looked at Kara and then looked at dude like, you know who I am, right? And it was like,
mm-hmm,
no, I don't know until the Dominator showed up.
yeah,
The look on Monel's face was like, you know who the fuck I am. Don't do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
You know I'm a regular customer.
True, true facts. When homeboy Dominator like just straight bowed at him though, I was like, how is nobody noticing this? I was like, how is this just happening and no
Well,
one is noticing?
to be fair, everybody was trying to get off work, out of the building, and Kara's daffy and distracted. So
That's so ridiculous. Um, let's see. I have such random notes. Oh, I did enjoy when they went to like first of all, like worst undercover game ever.
oh yeah.
Like
He
I
was doing
really
highlights. I used to love doing highlights when my grandmother took me
oh
to her
yeah,
doctor's office.
highlights is everything. I like when he called he called them something millennials and then he was like our religion doesn't allow us
To give
to
blood.
to give blood. And he's like we're madly monotheistic. It's like these
He's like, well, we're going to
idiots.
Paris City. It's just Paris.
Paris,
We're going to
go to
Paris.
Paris. First of all, oh,
We vouch
he
our
called
God.
them
This one guy, yes, this God.
strapping young millennials. He's like, I heard there were two strapping young millennials in the waiting room. Also, I'm sorry, but like that again, worst ever. Like, let's go undercover. Kara knew from what they told her about the place that all of the people who had been taken had gotten blood drawn from them. Why in the world then would you walk in and be surprised when he's like, okay, so we're gonna draw some blood? Like what that like that was the main. thing. I get it in the sense that like we need to set this up so that we can get where we need to get, but I don't get it in the sense that like, come on, Cara. like why are you acting surprised? Why are you acting brand new? This doesn't make any sense. Um and of course, like they go through the portal. They're like standing around talking. It's all good. And then the minute they try to go back through the portal, that's when the portal closes. Like out of
Yeah.
nowhere for no reason. I was like,
It's on
okay.
a timer. It's on a
Yeah.
timer.
Of course. It was like you have this much time, you just didn't know it. I also liked her taking off her clothes before she went into the portal. Her Supergirl clothes.
That was funny.
And like in a shirt and stuff is just like flying. I really like how they're using Chris Wood in a really comedic way. Like I didn't know he was this funny. Like it's just the clothes are just flying at him. He was like, "Wait, hold on, what's happening?" It's like Matt on Daredevil with those canes. It's like, does
Yes.
Kara just constantly losing button-down shirts?
But you know what? That was classic Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
That scene was classic Kevin Smith. It's like, this woman is stripping down,
that's
and
so
all
funny.
you see are the clothes flying.
Oh, word. Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh, and then when Mana was like, when they were in the bar, and first of all, she asked for a club soda. You know that man gave her just straight vodka in a glass.
I think he gave her wild Irish rose in a glass.
Ridiculous. He's like, yeah,
Oh my
people keep
God.
asking
Okay,
for a
just
club
wait.
soda. I don't know what that is.
Side note. Okay, side note, because I said wild Irish rose. That was, that's the cheap liquor that you get when you're in college. You can't
Hmm.
afford anything else. And you're drinking pure gasoline when you put that shit in the freezer to freeze, and it's in there for hours because you forgot. And you go back, it's like, oh my God, the bottle froze, and you take it out, and nope, it's just rolling around in the
Oh
bottle.
yeah, it's not gonna freeze. It's just not.
That's what that's what he gave her was wild Irish rose. Do they even sell that anymore?
I
I gotta find out.
I'm
Hold
like,
on, I'm gonna find
ma'am,
out.
I do not know what cheap alcohol they are selling at the grocery
Yeah,
store.
they do. Wild Irish rose.
I
On
also
a website called bumwine.com.
no, we're not doing this. Like,
Ooh, they got it in colors now.
which is your
Like,
first clue that no, that no.
sorry.
Um,
Side note.
I like when he said, "If you are looking for trouble, trouble ye shall find." I love these ridiculous lines that they are writing for Monel. He is so pretty but so simple, and I love
Okay,
it.
so here's the thing. I'm enjoying them too. I was okay. So I watch in the group.
Hmm.
Now I'm sorry, not sorry, listeners, not the MTR group. I watch in Nina's group, podcast fandom, because that's where I first started watching in live tweet and like live watching shows aside from Twitter. And there were some people that were upset, and it was like, why is he here? And okay, so here's the thing. I'm enjoying Chris Wood. I'm enjoying Monel. I actually, and I know you don't. I
I
actually like.
love. What are you
No,
talking
no, no, no,
about?
no. Wait. Let me finish. Let me finish my line. What I'm about to say, you don't like. I like the budding relationship between Kara and Monel because that's what she needs at this point in her life. I don't like though the way it seems to be at the expense of James slash McCod Brooks's storyline. Do you
Yes.
see what I mean?
Hmm.
And that's the other. I'm seeing all this stuff together, and it's like I like this, but this other stuff that they're doing to James's character as a result, pissing me off. And it dimmed the episode for me. And there's something else that dimmed the episode for me, but we'll talk about it because we haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay. Um. Here we go. Sorry. I Yeah, I love the stuff with her Monel. Like I said, I would want my Kara Jimmy stuff, but part of the reason I want my Kara Jimmy stuff is because it feels like that is the only way to get, it feels like that's the only way to get some like development and some focus on Jimmy's story, is if he is someone somehow like tied into what's happening with Kara. Like that, it just feels like his story has kind of fallen by the wayside because of that. So it's not like necessarily about just the like relationship, but it's also like, hey, if this is the only way that I'm gonna, get some development of my boo, then yeah, like that, then I'm gonna be a little bit upset, a little bit salty. Um, but in general, I love everything that they're doing with Monel. Like, I just think he's great. Like, I think it's a side of Chris Wood that I haven't seen before. And his lines are like he's bringing way more comic relief right now than Winn. And I appreciate it. Like when stuff is all that like Cisco-y, I'm gonna make like 5 references to popular culture kind of stuff, which it's great and all, but it's not, you know, it's not all that.
Yeah.
Like, but like the stuff with Monel, he's just really funny. Like, I think they're doing an amazing job with him.
I agree. No, I agree.
Um, okay. So Oh, so Kara goes to this planet. she she runs into Roulette again. She doesn't have her powers because they're on a planet that has a red sun. I also really appreciate that it wasn't just like, and now Martian Manhunter is gonna swoop in and save Kara. They're like, nah, he can't do that either. That planet got some messed up air. So like, I just like that they made it like tried to make it a little difficult for her for once. She couldn't just like swoop in and save the day. She runs into Kevin Smith's daughter Harley on this other planet, which by the way, horrible, not acting wise, but looks wise, horrible casting of the woman who played her mother. They look nothing alike. So when
I when they what I okay, so I hadn't read the cast list, so I didn't know Harley Quinn was going to be in this, and I loved that. I loved it. I thought she's adorable.
oh yeah,
But I'm sorry, Harley looks phenotypically white,
hmm
down to the pale skin, and that mama looked
Latina,
Latina.
yeah,
Yes, she did not look white enough to have that white baby. She just didn't.
it
And
was
while I
ridiculous.
appreciate them casting her, maybe you cast her as Maggie's cousin. I don't know.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like I saw that woman and the girl that I was definitely not expecting it to be Harley Quinn Smith as playing her daughter. Not at all. So I was highly surprised by that one. Yeah, I like seeing her. I thought it was nice. It's totally Kevin to like have his daughter. I mean, and she's been acting, so it's not like she's like a complete novice. It's totally like him to have his daughter in an episode. Last time we got Jay. This time we got Harley. I was at that point. I was just kind of like, I'm surprised they didn't just cast Jen to play her mother on the show. I was like, maybe Jen was busy that week. I don't know what was going on. Um, so that Supergirl gives her like rousing speech about everybody standing strong and all that kind of stuff, and they end up taking out the slavers and getting out of there. So
To the anthem of "Do You Hear the People
yeah,
Sing?"
and yeah, it's all very exciting. Should
Maybe we should. I don't know if Chris can do this. Yeah, that might be uh, DCMA protected. Where our outro to this episode is "Do You Hear the People Sing?" from the actual musical, not from that trash ass film. Anyway,
oh,
focus,
you have a
y'all,
lot of
focus.
feelings. So that yeah. So they end up, and she still ends up getting grabbed like one last time. I was like, what is happening, ma'am?
Because because that leads us to the other bullshit. We had to use the bullshit yellow sun grenade. That's what we're doing now. That's a thing now. Really,
Wait, is that not a thing? Like, is that not a thing?
ma'am?
I don't know. I don't know the Supergirl comics. For all I know, they got sun grenades galore. I don't.
No, I don't.
I'm just saying. I don't
Maybe
know.
it's because the episode was already irritating me. It just is like, no.
I mean,
Some things from the comics don't
it was
need
a
to make it to the
beautiful
screen.
visual.
No, some things from the comics don't need to make it to the screen. And Miss Shanna, I like to call everything a MacGuffin. That was a fucking MacGuffin.
No, a MacGuffin is
Yes, it
like
was.
no, a MacGuffin is like the definition of a MacGuffin is like when you introduce like a object like on friggin' Vampire Diaries every season there's a new MacGuffin. It's like this season we're trying to track down the moonstone or the blah 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 thing that is just it is like a plot device or a phrase or an item that is there just to drive the story forward. This was not a MacGuffin. This was just like a
A yellow
unrealistic.
it
This
is
was
a plot device.
no. It's like something that is like set up just like it's like usually something you have to like discover or figure out for no good reason. This was different. This was just like a I don't know. This was like Chekhov's sun grenade or something like that. I don't know. But
What?
well, because the minute they said like she's not gonna have she doesn't have her powers because it's a red sun, you knew that something was gonna happen to give her her powers back in the final act. You knew it. Like it was like Supergirl wasn't gonna spend the whole episode not having power, so you
She
knew they were
did.
gonna
She
come
had
up
them
with.
in the opening sequences.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like you knew once she got to the planet, and everybody kept bringing up the fact that she didn't have her power on that planet, that something was gonna have her happen to give her her power back so that she could fight.
And I'm arguing that the way you get your power back at the end of the episode is you go home. And they had the means to go home.
Oh yeah,
And enough for them to go back and fight that one little Maaldorian off and get that girl and go home.
yeah. I thought it was. I mean, I again, it was a beautiful visual though when like the little thing flared up and then she like rose up out of the flare. Like it was a nice visual.
Oh God, just thinking about that scene. I wanted to on my rewatch, I almost started off at that point like I don't need to see nothing else. I'm good. I'm done. I'm so done. Oh God, I hated this episode.
Oh, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. So the Alex Maggie of it all. First of
Oh,
all, I have to
beautifully,
say,
and beautifully. I loved how excited Alex was. I
mhm,
loved their morning after glow up with the pancakes being made, and I loved it.
it was incredibly cute. Like really, really, really cute. I really like that they have a relationship. I like where it's like it's new and Alex is excited. I mean, we've never seen. I thought last season they were gonna have her have like a little something something with Maxwell Lord, but that was always contentious because he was trying to take down Supergirl. Um, but I feel like we've never got to see like Alex like excited about a relationship. So I really liked that. It was and maybe this is just because like I have no heart. It was a little bit like much when she was all like at work and just like being so extra and when she was all like maybe we should call in sick and never leave. I was like, oh, you are sprung, ma'am. You are completely sprung. I was like, take it down 2 notches. You are completely sprung. Don't get caught out here in these streets with your heart out here. But I really liked it. I thought it was super cute. And then Alex flips her shit. She lost it. It was ridiculous.
It was bullshit.
Car goes missing, and Alex loses it. She was like, see, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I couldn't be happy for 5 minutes. I need you to leave.
I'm like, what is this toddler and where the fuck did Alex go?
She lost it. It was ridiculous. I was like, my God, ma'am. My God. Um, yeah, it's just like it was one of those things where I was like, yo, like use your words. Like express yourself better. Like I get it. You're like afraid for your sister, but like my God, use your words. I actually thought they were gonna end uh with her telling Maggie
Hmm.
about Kara being Supergirl. I like it even better that Maggie figured it out herself because I think it's kind of one of those things that's like it was an open secret anyway.
Well,
Um
it was funny
if you
because
know her.
well, there's that, but it was funny too because she said, the glasses don't help, and I'm like, you know what also doesn't help? The fact that every time Kara's running around in Supergirl, everybody's calling her Kara.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just saying, just
Mhm.
just putting it out there.
Yeah, like
Try
even
not
like
calling her by her government name. That might help keep her secret too. Just
Monel
saying.
was like, psst. She said, "Did you just psst me?" He's like, Supergirl over here. So Kara,
He's the only one who does it right.
no, but
He
even
really
then,
put it
but
out
like
there right.
they got like to barely a whisper, and he comes over and he's like, "So Kara," I was like, "Well, that
But at least
just
he called her away. Everybody else standing in the deal like, hey, Kara, what's up? What? What are we doing? On the
so."
street like, Kara, don't forget to do this. Okay, as Supergirl, let me go do that. What? What? Oh, God, I hate this episode so
Oh my
much.
God. So basically they go like smooth off. Alex goes like just 0 to 100 real quick on Maggie. Um, they nearly break up. Again, Maggie is like the most understanding new girlfriend you've ever had. Um, because she does not immediately dismiss her. And they make up, and that was really cute too, when they made up. I thought it was sweet.
But you peeped that Maggie was like, that's your one shot at being crazy because I don't do crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I,
Okay, so
I'm with Maggie. I'm hoping that well, what I'm hoping happens is not the same thing that happened on the 100. So one of the things that like I don't want to say scares me, but one of the things that I don't want to have happen is like basically I don't want the writers to be afraid to have something dramatic happen with this relationship or even to have them break up at some point for whatever reason. I'm not saying that it needs to happen. I definitely don't think it needs to happen anytime soon. But one of the big things with like the 100 was that like the community and like the LGBT community and like the fandom like really got in their feelings about this lesbian couple, and then when one of the couple died they like it became such a thing, and it turned into like a you betrayed us kind of thing, like we put our trust in you. And I just don't want writers to ever feel like they can't, like if you have an LGBT relationship, that's great. And I think it's wonderful to show that and to have that representation. But they should still be able to be a couple on a TV show, which means a couple on a TV show is going to like potentially break up, potentially get back together, go through some hardship. Like, so I kind of felt like this was like a bit much all in one episode, but I definitely don't want them to feel like they can't put Maggie and Alex through stuff.
Well, I agree. This just was not, it was manufactured drama for no reason.
Hmm.
I
But
think the other
I
thing
mean,
that's,
again though,
and
but aren't
the,
all TV shows that when it comes to
yeah,
relationships?
but usually they're better done. Um, I think the other thing that's dampening this for me, and we had this conversation in the NTR group. Uh, it was after the crossover. Was the revelation that Floriana Lima is not Latina,
Mm.
and so coming back after that, and after finding out that in addition to playing a Latina here, she's playing a Latina on the Lethal Weapon show on Fox.
Oh, I didn't know she's doing double duty on two shows.
Well, I think it's like a guest spot here and there. Apparently, she plays Riggs's dead Mexican American wife, and so I
Sorry.
still love the relationship. I'm never gonna not love that relationship as long as they never, ever, 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 ever bring up the fact again that Maggie is supposed to be Latina.
Mm.
The minute they do, my eyes will roll, which sucks because that would have been.
I'm gonna say something controversial. I had completely forgotten about that and did not factor into my watching at all.
That's not controversial. That's just realistic.
He's like, I literally had not thought about it at all while watching the television show.
Oh, one thing I did like that was cute. Shout out to Riz Ahmed.
Oh yeah, they mentioned the night of. I have it in my notes. It was like the one thing where I was like, okay, Kara can stay for a minute. She brought up the night of.
Because she was geek, like let's finish
Yeah, she's
it.
like, we are only on episode 5, ma'am. We are halfway there. Like, can we please finish the rest of these episodes? Which totally understandable. Like, you really should make it to the end. That's what I did on my Christmas vacation. I watched all of the night of. Like, um, so yeah, I am totally sorry. I am totally here for Maggie and Alex. I am hoping that they will continue to develop like actual real issues that this couple has to work through, especially now that we're done with the whole you know she knows the secret's out, so we don't have to
Mhm.
worry about that anymore, which is great. um let's see, should we go into the feedback, or
Oh
do you
yeah.
want to get your do you want to give your grade for this episode?
You go first.
My grade for this show, I thought it was a solid A. I thought it was, you know, again, lots of different plots. I'm always really surprised with all of these CW shows now, how they've managed to have like when I really started thinking about it, it's really like 4 plots going on at the same time, and it keeps it moving. Um, but yeah, I thought it was a solid episode. Like my quibbles were just like the I feel like they're not, other than John, who I think had a lot of good development in the first half of the season. I just feel like they're not utilizing these men of color the way they should. Like, I just want more development for Jimmy. I want more with Snapper, like really being a mentor to Kara, not being just like ornery
The male
Snapper.
version of Cat.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I would say being the male version of Kat if we got the same development that Kat got, but we're not getting that. So that's what's like kind of like frustrating for me, is that I'm like, yes, I want the male version of Kat actually. I just want it to be good. Like, I want it to be like real significant development.
My controversial opinion is I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it.
Hmm.
I don't need to see it for him. He can just be in the background. I'm here for the main cast. I need them to get their butts in gear when it comes to Jimmy's storyline and write it properly.
See, that's the thing. What I'm saying is like I don't need like I don't need like Jimmy level development, but that's the thing. Jimmy right now has Snapper level development. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need Snapper to be like super developed, but I also don't want Kara to just walk in and make speeches as Snapper and then walk out. First of all, I'm tired of Kara's speeches. Like I want him to be like this is I want him to be mentoring her, not her to be telling him like this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cuz right now he feels like dude from Spider-Man that's always just talking really fast. J. Jonah Jameson. That's what he feels right now. What's your grade?
It's a C minus.
That's really low.
It is really low. I did not like this. And the only reason it's a C minus, that opening scene with Maggie and Alex, and the further development of the Mon-El storyline, or else it would be a pure F. Kevin deserved a better script to work with. I get that they're trying to give new writers a chance, but you need to demand that your writers know the characters. And the way they wrote James was bullshit. The way they wrote Alex, bullshit. I could even see her being nervous, like, oh gosh, I'm happy and this is happening, and having that crisis, but then to have her, oh no, you just have to leave. We can't do this. In the middle of the workplace. Come the fuck on. No, I did not like it. I did not like it. I was deeply disappointed. Deeply disappointed.
I thought I definitely didn't like it in that moment, but in the end when she finally used her words, I understood her reaction. So, yeah. So that was the thing. It was just like
It
once
goes, I'm
once she
sorry.
explained herself, like using actual words and not just being like you have to go and da da da, like then I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I understand now, you know. So it was more that for me. It was like I don't understand why people don't use their words. Like, but once she used her words, I was like, I get it. If you've always felt like a certain type of way about being able to be yourself and then like finally being yourself and then, feeling like something bad happened because of it, like I get it.
But it goes back to what we were talking about, writing these women as grown women. Alex is easily in her late 20s, early 30s. That is not how a grown ass woman she would have that crisis, maybe, yes. But to blow up like that, no. No. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't like it. Mm-mm. Yeah, it's a C minus for me. If you figure that a C minus is about a 70 and a solid A is anywhere between 93 and 95, where does that put us? Around a B. It's a B. I'm updating our written review. I feel like I need to put an addendum that, this score is the aggregate of our review. Because otherwise, this book would have a C on it. C minus. Maybe even a D for pissing me off. Because I'm petty that way today.
Mhm.
No, I put it as a B.
All right. Um,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you know I love the show. That said, I will say that every season has an episode. Well, not every season, not every show, but every show has an episode during a season that's on the road that's a bit meh. And maybe this is their meh, because I saw the preview for next week and I'm like, okay, looks like we're back on track. I'm thinking maybe this was the wrong, aside, the writing issues are going to be the writing issues. But given how well they did season one, this might not have been the best episode for them to come back on.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. Again, I thought it was a solid episode, so I didn't feel like for me, I was like, oh, this is a solid episode. You know, get you back into the swing of things. Again, I thought we were just gonna focus on something slightly different with that instead of like, I mean, we didn't even really talk about it because, like, honestly, I don't care too much about it. But Winn is brave now. Yeah, I guess that's a thing. like Winn is brave. Um,
That was the part we. I'm not the red shirt. You're the red shirt. I like that part. That part like made me laugh. It did.
I'm telling you, it did nothing for me. I was just like,
Oh, you're not a Star Trek fan though, are you?
I know I watch enough sci-fi to know what a red shirt is. Like I'm telling you, it's just like his whole storyline of like Winn gets brave, and then like also, so now it ends, and he's just like, oh cool, here, like now we can just go back in these streets and be running around consequence free. When are they just gonna tell Kara? Like, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, even when, like, wasn't she complaining to Alex about Guardian at one point?
Yes.
And I was like, Alex knows. Like, Alex knows who
And then
Guardian
competing
is.
with James with Snapper about the story.
Yeah. And I was just like, well, that's different. Because again, like, she doesn't know. So she's genuinely like, why are you like all yay Guardian? But like, I'm just like, when she's talking to Alex, like, you don't even really see like Alex have a moment of like, should I tell her? Like, yeah, I'm just like, so, because he was gonna tell her, remember at the Thanksgiving dinner where Alex decided she was gonna come out. Oh God, Lord Jesus, these people. Um, Trying to come out, and he's over here trying to, tell everybody he's a superhero. These ridiculous people. Um, Feedback.
Do you
Uh,
have anything in the emails?
I do not have any emails. It's
Okay.
fine, guys. Whichever way you prefer. We wanted to give you guys an opportunity to actually, give more feedback. We will probably be recording the day after, more than likely, so there's a little bit more time. My schedule has changed somewhat. Um, okay, so the first message that we have is from Christopher. Um,
Hi, Christopher.
he says, it was a solid episode. Love the small Easter eggs Kevin put in this episode, like the Fangarian snare beast line.
Hmm.
That's from,
That was Joe.
yes, that's from Star Wars, right? That's a Star Wars reference. Am I wrong? And he said that Christopher says he
No, it's DC. Thanagar is a planet in the DC universe.
okay, then I got nothing. I mean, continue to revel in my complete and utter non-knowledge. Um, and he says he definitely wants Kevin Smith to do more episodes. Oh yeah, and Deepalm said that he's announced that he's doing another episode this season.
Yeah,
So
because I want to say we knew that because when he was doing the tour, he showed us the fortress, and he mentioned having a scene at the fortress.
true, true.
Yeah,
So he definitely. I wasn't sure if it was like. Well, no. Did he say he had a scene, or it was just that when he was on
it's
set,
that.
they let him go to the fortress?
I'd have to go back and
Like,
find it. He tweets so much it'd probably
yeah,
be almost impossible for me to find. I could have swore he said he'd be filming on that set at some
yeah.
point.
I can't
It might have
remember.
been either that or on his own podcast he mentioned it.
Yeah.
The one with him and Mark Bernardin.
Um, yes, that's my favorite one. That's the one I listen to. Fat Man on Batman.
Yeah.
Um, we have a comment from Mo.
Hey, Mo.
She said, "We are back. Honestly, I feel like I should hate this show more, but I can't. It's just, it's true. It's understandable. It's totally understandable. It's just 1 hour of TV feel goodness. Wynn's crisis of faith was completely understandable after almost dying, but I'm glad he came through the other end realizing he's not a red shirt. Although they could have at least left one guard with him, which is so true.
I
Like,
know. They didn't even leave him with a gun or anything. So, like, come
yeah, I
on.
was like, what if something does happen to him? Like, y'all really not getting through that portal? Like, I did think about that. What's up with Monel? Are we gonna find out that he's wanted for the death of the king? No, girl, he is the king.
He
He the
is the
king.
king.
He the king.
He the captain now.
Like,
He the king now.
he's the king. The actor is doing a good job with him. He's fun, but his moments of serious and sadness come through. I'm telling you, my baby Chris out here giving you comedy and serious moments all at the same
I
time.
honestly and truthfully, I'm like, people really said he was a bad actor. Like, I watched Containment, he was good in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching this, he's good in that. I'm like, how is he a bad actor?
I've always thought he was an amazing actor. If you watched Vampire Diaries, he was the villain on that. He was scary as hell because he was a witch on that.
Between you
He-
and Mo, I might have to sit down and watch this now. Right now, I'm going back to Sunset Beach because it's on YouTube, and we did that thread talking about what soap operas were left. And I was like, let me go watch this cheesy shit.
yeah, I like he. I mean, you want to talk about some bad acting?
Oh
Sunset Beach.
yes, oh yes.
Sunset
Maybe
Beach,
if I
y'all.
watched Sunset Beach before I watched this episode, the grade would be higher.
Well, it was like a whole arc where he was like basically trapped in this place that was like not quite the afterlife, but
Mhm.
not quite, like our world. And uh, Bonnie, Cat Graham, the Black girl's character, she and Damon, Ian Somerhalder's character, both end up there. It was like a season finale, and it was like, are they dead? We don't know where they are, kind of thing. And they end up in this world with Kai, uh, played by Chris Wood, and there also is almost like a little Groundhog's Day-ish, like nothing ever changes in this world. So it's almost like they get into this routine, and then Kai's character comes, and he's basically like, I have been waiting for somebody else to end up here. Like, I've been trapped here. I've been waiting for somebody else to end up here. And you two are going to figure out how to get me out of here, basically. And then just like terrorizes the heck out of them. It's just like ridiculous. Like, he's so freaking scary. And then, like, when they finally do break out, he's like, and now I run this shit. Like, and if I can't run all of this, everyone's gonna die. Like, he's just pure evil. And I thought he did such a good job on that show. I was like genuinely terrified of him. So people saying he can't act, I'm like, I don't see it, because everything he's been in, I've either been like genuinely terrified or like genuinely feel for him. And now I find out he's funny too. So I'm like, he's great. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Oh, back to Mo's comment.
Sorry, Mo. Got
Sorry.
distracted.
What are we doing with Jimmy? I'll be
Yes,
honest.
girl. Yes, ask that question.
I'll be honest, him and Kara didn't have great chemistry in season one, even though I wanted them to. Maybe if she has a first love with Monel and comes back to Jimmy as a grown up, I would be here for it. I also would be here for it. Either way, I
That's what I
think,
said.
yeah, I'm saying, I never disagreed with you. What
No, but you got mad at me because I was okay with Monel and Kara.
This was like months ago. My issue
It was
again is not It's that they are not developing Jimmy while he's not in a relationship with Kara. We are
Uh,
getting no Jimmy development because of the fact that he's not in a relationship with Kara. It feels like The Flash or like any of these other CW shows. It's like because you are not the love interest of the main character, we don't know what to do with you. That's what it feels like.
yeah, that's true.
Except it's reversed because the main character is a girl. So now like these like male side characters who are not in a relationship with Kara are getting no development and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Um oh, more still Mo. Alex and her boo are cute, and I'm glad she's dating someone who's been on the game longer and can deal with her extreme moods. True. That's all I got. I'm glad this show is back, and I can't wait to listen to my fave ladies chop it down. Aw, thanks,
Thank
Mo.
you.
So again, you can send feedback to me. Like I know some people don't like, posting on Facebook or whatever, and then like your coworkers can see it. But you can send email to Shanna SHANNA at mtrnetwork.net, or you can we'll try and put up a post so that you can actually comment on the Facebook wall before the episode, after the episode airs and before we record. So you probably have like about a day. Um, Anything else? No.
No, no.
So this episode was a B. Not my fault. I gave it an A. I tried to,
Not my fault. You gave it an A.
I tried to compensate. I tried to compensate. And
So if I hadn't said I hated it, what would you have really rated it?
no, I
Because
probably
you
would have
just,
still,
no, you just said you were
no,
trying to compensate.
no, I still would have rated it an A. I thought it was a solid episode. I enjoyed it.
Hey, I'm going to send you something right now.
Anyway, next episode, season 2, episode 10, titled "We Can Be Heroes." So just that title is making me think we're gonna get 3 Kara speeches.
Oh, real quick. This title, I didn't
Uh,
get it.
I didn't get it either. I didn't get it either. I feel like maybe that's another. I was like, maybe that's another like young new writers thing. I did not understand this episode title at all. Supergirl lives. I was like, was Supergirl dead?
Right. It was
Yeah.
the Yellow Sun grenade.
You think that was it?
It's
You
the only
think?
thing that makes sense in the episode that didn't make a shit ton of sense. Did you get my
Yeah,
picture?
yeah. No,
Hmm.
I would have totally still given it the same grade.
I
But
think maybe we should send that picture to Chris as the artwork for the
no.
podcast. No, I'm gonna stop. You gonna
Uh, no,
say.
I definitely would have still given it the same grade. Yeah, I did not get this episode title. Um, I'm still thinking that if next week's episode title is any indication, at least 3 Kara speeches about how everybody's a hero and if we all just stand together, blah 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 blah, rally rally rally. But next week, apparently we'll see the return of Livewire.
It looks good.
So that should be fun. I wonder if Robbie Amel's wife now, I always called her girlfriend. Robbie Amel's girl is gonna guest star again. Cause her and Livewire were like best buddies by the time.
Siobhan.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Siobhan by the time
Banshee.
that ended. So who knows? Maybe we'll get her, or maybe we'll get a cameo from her. I
Mm,
mean, she probably up in Vancouver. All of them stay up in Vancouver.
yeah.
All
Oh, I don't
right,
know.
all right. So we're hoping for an even better episode next week.
It has nowhere to go but up. Like I said, this season has been strong. They had to have one misstep. It couldn't be all greatness all the time. So
Okay.
it'll be all right. That's why I gave it a C minus instead of an F.
All right, guys, and we're just chugging straight through April, according to
Yeah.
IMDb. But IMDb is sometimes wrong.
I was gonna say, with everything going on in the world today, something could happen that it gets set aside for a minute.
Yeah.
Preempted. That's the word I'm looking for.
All right. Um, can't wait to talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye bye.